Jake Morrison walked into the big room where all the important people met. His boots made soft sounds on the metal floor. He was tired, very tired. For 3 months he had been listening to the aliens tell humans what they could and could not do. The blue alien on the big screen was talking again. His name was Krelvash. He came from a planet far away. Skin looked like water but felt like metal. He always spoke like humans were children who needed to be taught how to behave. Humans must follow our rules, Krelvash said. His voice sounded like rocks falling down a hill. Your ships can only protect yourselves. You cannot build new ones with big guns. You cannot move to new planets. If you do not listen, we will stop trading with you. We might even fight you. Looked around the room. Admiral Lisa Grant was there. She was the boss of all human soldiers in space. Her face was red with anger. Her hands were closed tight into fists. She had been a soldier for 30 years. She had fought in 3 wars before humans met the aliens. Dr. Nathan Brooks was there too. He used to talk to aliens for Earth. He studied them and tried to understand how they thought. He knew more about alien minds than any other human. Right now, he looked very sad. Jake had been a ship captain for 15 years. He had been to 20 different planets. He had seen things that would make most people have bad dreams. But he had never felt as angry as he did right now. The alien finished talking. The screen went dark. The room became very quiet. Jake could hear the air moving through the vents in the ceiling. He could hear someone's stomach making noise. He could hear Lisa's angry breathing. They think we are pets, Lisa said. Her voice was quiet but full of anger. They think they can tell us where to live and how to live. They think we will just say yes and be good little humans. Jake nodded. How long have we been part of their council? 37 years, Nathan said. Ever since the Altarians found us. At first it was good. They taught us how to travel faster than light. They showed us how to build better computers. They helped us find new planets to live on. But then things changed, Lisa added. They started making rules. First small ones, then bigger ones. Now they want to control everything we do. Jake walked to the big window. Outside he could see the moon. Around the moon were big space stations with guns on them. Humans had built those stations. Humans had put the guns there. The aliens did not like that humans had guns in space. How many humans are there now? Jake asked. 40 billion, Nathan said. 12 billion on Earth, 28 billion on our 12 colony planets. We grow fast. Too fast for the aliens to like. They are scared, Lisa said. Have not changed in thousands of years. They have the same technology. They have the same number of people. They do the same jobs their great-great-grandparents did. But humans are different. Jake thought about this. It was true, humans learned fast. When the aliens showed them something new, humans did not just copy it, they made it better. They found new ways to use it. They asked questions the aliens had. Never thought to ask, what about Project Exodus? Jake asked quietly. Nathan smiled for the first time that day. Ready. We took apart every piece of alien technology they gave us. We figured out how it works. Then we made it better. Our new ships are faster than theirs. Our computers are smarter. Our weapons hit harder. All 12 colonies can take care of themselves, Lisa added. They do not need food from Earth. They do not need machines from other planets. They make everything they need. Jake turned back to look at his friends. These were good people. Smart people. People who had spent their whole lives trying to keep humans safe and help them grow. The aliens wanted to put humans in a cage. The aliens made a mistake, Jake said. They think we will be scared. They think we will say sorry and promise to be good. They do not understand humans very well. What are you thinking? Lisa asked. I am thinking that maybe it is time to show them what humans are really like. We came from a planet where everything tried to kill us. The weather tried to kill us. The animals tried to kill us. Other humans tried to kill us, but we did not give up. We got stronger. Nathan was nodding. We went from living in caves to flying to other stars in just a few thousand years. That is faster than any other race in the galaxy. The other aliens have been around for millions of years, Lisa said. But they stopped growing. They stopped trying new things. Just do the same things over and over. Jake made his decision. Send a message to all human colonies. Tell them to get ready. Tell all our ships to come home. Tell our factories to start making new weapons. Are we really going to leave the council? Nathan asked. More than that, Jake said. We are going to show the galaxy that humans do not need anyone's permission to exist. We're going to prove that freedom is worth fighting for. Lisa smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was the smile of a warrior getting ready for battle. The aliens think they know what humans are capable of. They have no idea. They study us like we are bugs, Nathan said. They think they understand us. But they do not understand the most important thing about humans. What is that? Jake asked. We do not break. You can push us down, but we get back up. You can try to stop us, but we find another way. You can threaten us, but we just get more determined to win. Jake looked at his friends. These people had helped build humanity's place in the galaxy. Now they would help humanity leave that place behind and make something better. Tomorrow, we tell the aliens that humans are done taking orders, Jake said. We thank them for what they taught us, then we say goodbye. After that, we show them what humans can really do when they are free. Outside the window, Earth turned slowly in space. It was a beautiful blue and green ball. It was home to billions of humans who did not even know that their leaders were about to change everything soon. The whole galaxy would learn what happened when you tried to cage the human race. The big alien meeting hall had never been so loud. Creatures from 47 different planets were all talking at once. Some made clicking sounds. Others roared like angry animals. Few sang in high voices that hurt to hear. The air was full of strange smells from so many different beings breathing together. Helen? Carter stood at the human table and watched the chaos around her. She was Earth's last person to speak for humans at the council. She had been doing this job for 8 years. She had learned to speak 5 alien languages. She had eaten foods that would make most humans sick. She had shaken hands with creatures that had no hands at all. Now she was here to say goodbye. The big screen in the center of the room showed her message. It was simple and short. Helen had practiced saying it many times. She wanted to make sure every word was clear. To all members of the Galactic Council, the recording said, after thinking carefully about this choice, the United Earth Federation is leaving this group starting right now. We thank you for the things we learned while we were here. But we cannot accept the rules that stop our people from growing and learning. We go forward as a free people who make their own choices. When the message ended, the room became even louder. The big bug creature who ran the meetings hit his desk with his claws. His name was too hard for humans to say, so they just called him Chairman Bug. This has never happened before, Chairman Bug shouted. No race has ever chosen to leave the council. A tall, thin alien with blue skin stood up. His name was Yulnarin. His people had been the first to find Earth. He had watched humans for 37 years. At first, he had been excited to meet a new race. Now he looked worried all the time. Humans have always been difficult to control, Yulnarin said. His voice sounded like wind blowing through trees. Maybe it is better if they leave. They ask too many questions. They change things too fast. They do not follow our traditions. A creature made of living crystal began to sing. The translation machines turned her song into words. The humans control 12 star systems. They have more people than any 3 other races combined. They make most of the things we buy. They leave, we will have big problems. Helen listened to them argue about humans like humans were not even there. This was why her people were leaving. The aliens treated humans like children or pets or problems to be solved. They never treated humans like equals. In the watching area above the main floor, alien soldiers were getting nervous. Turner used to work with these soldiers. He tried to build friendships between human and alien armies. The aliens had always been polite to him, but they never really trusted him. Now he was going home to Earth. Rex looked down at the chaos below and shook his head. He had warned his alien friends that this day would come. Humans did not like to be told what they could and could not do. Humans especially did not like being told they could not explore new places or build new things. Back on Earth, people were celebrating in the streets. On the colony planet called New Texas, the governor threw a big party. Everyone got the day off work. Children got ice cream. Adults danced in the town squares. On Forge World, the planet where humans built their biggest machines, the factories were working day and night. They were building new spaceships. Lots of new spaceships. Ships that were faster and stronger than anything the aliens had ever seen. Carol Stevens was working at a secret listening post at the edge of human space. Her job was to listen to alien radio messages and figure out what the aliens were planning. She had been doing this for 3 years. She knew how the aliens talked when they were scared. Right now they were very scared. Lieutenant Phillips Carroll called to her helper. "What are you hearing from the alien fleets?" Don Phillips looked. At his computer screen, numbers and letters flowed across it like water. "They are moving ships, Commander. Lots of ships. All heading toward human space." Carroll was not surprised. The aliens thought humans were like every other race in the galaxy. They thought if you showed humans enough big ships with big guns, humans would get scared and give up. Aliens did not understand humans at all. "How long before their ships get here?" Carroll asked. 6 weeks, maybe 7, Dan said. "They are not moving very fast. Their ships are old and slow." Carroll smiled. 6 weeks was plenty of time. Human ships could move 3 times faster than alien ships now. Human weapons could shoot twice as far. Human shields were 4 times stronger. Aliens were about to learn some very hard lessons about what humans could do when they were angry. The biggest alien world, military leaders from across the galaxy, were having emergency meetings. They were starting to understand that they had made a big mistake. For years, they had thought they knew everything about human abilities. They had been wrong. Reports were coming in from border guards and traders. Human ships were moving at impossible speeds. Human colonies were making things they should not have been able to make. Human weapons were much more powerful than anyone had thought. General Felnox was a warrior from a race that loved fighting. Even he was starting to worry. Did we miss this? We watched them. We checked their technology. We limited what materials they could buy. Dr. Zilquan was an alien scientist who studied how different races thought and acted. She had been studying humans for 20 years. "We made a mistake," she said. "We thought humans would act like other races. Other races take thousands of years to develop new technology. Humans do it in decades. Humans do not just copy what we show them," she continued. "They take it apart, they figure out how it works, then they make it better. They have been doing this for 37 years. We taught them everything they needed to know to surpass us." On the human colony of Haven Ridge, Colonel Frank Miller was looking at reports from his engineers. These people had spent years studying every piece of alien technology they could get their hands on. The results were amazing. "The alien plasma engines are good," said Kelly Wright, his best engineer. "But our new engines are 30% more powerful. The alien shields work well, but ours are almost impossible to break through. And their weapons are pretty, but ours hit much harder." In deep space, Captain Roy Henderson was flying one of humanity's new invisible ships. The aliens could not see it on their screens. They did not even know humans had learned how to make ships invisible. "Captain," said his navigator Susan Torres, "I found where the alien warfleet is gathering. 47 ships from 6 different races. They are meeting at the Nexus system." Roy smiled. 47 ships sounded like a lot, but Roy knew something the aliens did not know. Humans had been building ships in secret for 5 years. Lots of ships. Ships that were better than anything the aliens had ever seen. 47 ships, Roy said to himself. They really do not understand who they are about to fight. The aliens thought they were dealing with the same humans they had met 37 years ago. They were about to discover how much humans could change when they put their minds to it. The secret meeting room was deep underground on the main alien planet. No sunlight had ever touched these walls. The air was cold and smelled like metal. Military leaders from all over the galaxy sat around a huge table made of black stone. Fleet. Admiral Kethvor was the biggest creature in the room. He came from a race of dragon-like beings who loved war. His scales were dark red, and his eyes glowed like hot coals. He had won battles against space pirates and rebel planets. He thought humans would be easy to defeat. The humans are more dangerous than we thought, Kethvior admitted. His voice sounded like thunder rolling across mountains. Brought back troubling news. The big screen showed pictures taken by alien scouts near human space. The pictures showed human ships moving faster than should have been possible. They showed human mining operations on asteroids that glowed with strange energy. They showed human colonies that were supposed to be weak and dependent, but looked strong and ready for war. "This cannot be right," said General Felnox. A six-legged creature covered in thick armor. His people had been soldiers for millions of years. We controlled what technology they could have. We watched their factories. We limited what materials they could buy. Dr. Zilquan had been studying alien minds for her whole life. She was small and gray and had huge eyes that seemed to see everything. "We made a terrible mistake," she said quietly. "We thought humans would behave like other races. We were wrong." She touched a button, and more pictures appeared on the screen. These showed human factories, human laboratories, human military bases. Everything looked advanced and powerful. "Other races in the galaxy accept what they are given," Dr. Zilquan explained. "If we give them a machine, they use that machine exactly as we taught them. They do not try to change it or improve it. They are happy to stay the same for thousands of years. But humans are different," she continued. "When we gave them our technology, they did not just use it, they took it apart piece by piece. They figured out how every part worked, then they put it back together in new ways. They made everything better." The room became very quiet. These were the most powerful military minds in the galaxy. They had kept peace for 10,000 years by being stronger than everyone else. Now they were learning that a young race had been quietly becoming stronger than them. On the human colony of Haven Ridge, Colonel Frank Miller was having a much happier meeting with his team. They were in a bright room with big windows that showed the beautiful landscape outside. The air smelled like flowers and fresh rain. "Tell me about our new ships," Frank said to his chief engineer, Kelly Wright. Kelly smiled. She was young, but very smart. She had been working on human technology improvements for 8 years. The alien plasma drives were a good starting point. She said, "But we made them 30% more powerful and 50% more efficient. Our ships can travel farther and faster than any alien vessel." "What about weapons?" Frank asked. "The aliens taught us about energy beams and missile systems." Kelly said, "We miniaturized their designs and doubled the power output. A single human fighter can now destroy an alien cruiser." "And defenses." "The alien shield technology was elegant but weak," Kelly explained. "We layered multiple shield types together. Our defenses can absorb attacks that would destroy 3 alien ships." In deep space, Captain Roy Henderson was proving Kelly's words were true. His new stealth ship was invisible to alien sensors as it moved through enemy territory. He was watching the alien warfleet gather at their staging area. "How many ships do you count, Susan?" Roy asked his navigator. Lieutenant Susan Torres checked. Her instruments: 47 ships, Captain. 6 different alien races. I have 2 dreadnoughts, 12 cruisers, 18 destroyers, and 15 support vessels. Roy looked at the alien fleet through his ship's advanced viewing system. The alien ships were huge and impressive. Had been designed to scare enemies into surrendering without fighting. For thousands of years, this had worked perfectly. "They still think size matters more than technology," Roy said. "They are about to learn they are wrong." Back in the alien meeting room, the military leaders were making their final plans. They believed their overwhelming force would convince the humans to come back to the Council and accept alien control. "We will jump into their solar system with all 47 ships," Admiral Kethvier announced. "The humans will see our massive fleet and realize they cannot win. They will surrender immediately." "What if they do not surrender?" asked a crystalline being whose voice sounded like singing. "Then we will destroy a few of their ships as an example," General Felnox said. "Humans are emotional creatures. They will not want to see their people die." Dr. Zilquan looked worried. "I recommend caution. My studies show that humans become more dangerous when they are threatened, not less dangerous." The military commanders ignored her warning. Ed 1. every war for thousands of years. They could not imagine losing to a race that had only been in space for 40 years, on Earth. Admiral Lisa Grant was in the main command center, watching displays that showed human fleet movements. Human ships were moving into position throughout their territory. But these were not the same ships the aliens had seen before. "How many vessels do we have ready?" Lisa asked Captain Jake Morrison. 237 combat ships, Jake replied, all equipped with the new technology. Plus 400 support and logistics vessels. "The aliens are bringing 47 ships," Lisa said. "They think that will be enough." Jake smiled. "They are thinking like aliens. Big, slow ships with old technology. They do not understand how humans fight." Dr. Nathan Brooks joined them at the command table. "The psychological profiles are complete," he said. "The aliens expect humans to act like every other race they have conquered. They expect us to be afraid of their big ships and surrender quickly. They do not know that humans get more stubborn when someone tries to bully them," Lisa said. "They are about to find out." Jake replied. In space stations and military bases throughout human territory, soldiers and ship crews were making final preparations. They had trained for this moment for years. They knew the aliens were coming with overwhelming force, but they also knew something the aliens did not know. Humans had been preparing for this fight since the day they first met aliens. Every insult, every restriction, every condescending comment had been fuel for human determination. The aliens thought they were coming to discipline rebellious children. They were actually flying into a trap set by a species that had conquered its own world through pure stubbornness and refusal to give up soon. The galaxy would learn what happened when you underestimated the human race. The alien war fleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the solar system. 47 massive ships appeared in space like floating cities. Their hulls were dark metal that reflected the distant light of Earth's sun. Each ship carried enough weapons to destroy a small moon. Admiral Kethvor stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Dominion's Will. The ship was 3 miles long and half a mile wide. It had taken his people 50 years to build it. He had used it to crush rebellions on 12 different worlds. "Where are the human ships?" he asked his sensor officer. The alien at the sensor station made clicking sounds of confusion. "Do not see any ships, Admiral? Space around their planets appears empty." Captain Yelkress commanded the Altarian part of the fleet. His ships were sleek and fast, built for quick strikes. "Perhaps the humans are hiding behind their planets," he suggested. "They must be terrified to see our fleet." Admiral Kethvor smiled, showing rows of sharp teeth. "Scan all the human colonies. Find their ships. They must be somewhere." The sensors swept across the 12 human worlds. They found cities full of people. They found space stations and orbital factories. They found mining operations and defense platforms. But they did not find any ships. "This is strange," the sensor officer reported. "The humans should have hundreds of ships. Where are they?" The answer came in a voice that filled every speaker on every alien ship. It was Captain Jake Morrison, speaking from somewhere in the empty space around them. "Welcome to human space. Admiral Kethvir, we have been waiting for you." Suddenly, the empty space around the alien fleet was not empty anymore. Ships appeared from nowhere. Human vessels that had been completely invisible to alien sensors suddenly became visible. They surrounded the alien fleet like wolves circling prey. But these were not the same human ships the aliens had seen before. These ships were smaller than the alien vessels, but moved with impossible speed and grace. They darted between the massive alien ships like fish swimming around sleeping whales. The USS Liberty was the first human ship to attack. Commander Amy Richards had been waiting for this moment for years. She had watched aliens treat humans like children. She had listened to aliens make rules about what humans could and could not do. Now it was time to show them what humans could really do. "Fire quantum torpedoes," Amy ordered. The new human weapons hit the alien ship's shields like lightning hitting a soap bubble. The shields collapsed instantly. The torpedoes punched through the alien ship's armor like it was made of paper. The Zephyrian cruiser exploded in a ball of blue fire. All around the battlefield, human ships demonstrated technology that should not have existed. They moved faster than alien sensors could track. Their weapons cut through alien defenses like hot knives through butter. Their shields absorbed alien attacks without even flickering. Dr. Nathan Brooks watched the battle from Earth's command center. He stood next to Admiral Lisa Grant as displays showed the fight happening millions of miles away. This is what happens when you try to cage a species that thrives on challenge, said quietly. The human fleet moved like a single creature with many parts. Every ship knew exactly where every other ship would be. They had practiced these tactics for years, studying every alien military doctrine they could find. They had learned from the Dragon people's love of overwhelming firepower. They had studied the Blue Alliance's focus on speed and movement. They had copied the Crystal Being's mastery of energy. Weapons. But then humans had added something the aliens could never understand. Humans could change their plans in the middle of a fight. They could adapt to new situations instantly. They could think of solutions that no computer could calculate. Commander Carroll Stevens led a squadron of small human fighters through the alien defensive line. Her ships were tiny compared to the alien vessels, but they moved like dancing lights. This is Raptor Squadron to all human ships. The path to their command ship is clear. Admiral Kethvir watched his fleet being destroyed with growing horror. Ships that had taken decades to build were being cut apart in minutes. Weapons that had conquered star systems were useless against human technology. How is this possible? He roared at his officers. Their ships are tiny. Their weapons should be weak. His tactical officer was a creature with 4 arms and 6 eyes. All 6 eyes were wide with fear. Sir, their technology is far beyond anything in our databases. Their weapons are more powerful than our main battleship guns. Their shields are stronger than our fortress stations. The worst part was that the humans were not even trying to destroy the alien fleet completely. They were being careful. They disabled alien ships instead of destroying them. They knocked out weapons and engines, but left life support systems working. When the battle was essentially over, the human ships simply stopped attacking. Most of the alien fleet was floating helpless in space, but the crews were alive. Jake Morrison's voice came across the communication channels again. Admiral Kethvor, you and your surviving ships are free to return home. Tell the Galactic Council what you have seen here today. Tell them that humanity no longer asks permission to exist. We are what we choose to be, and we choose to be free. The alien ships that could still move began their long journey back to Council space. They carried news that would change everything within days. The story spread across the galaxy. The mighty Galactic Council had sent their best fleet to discipline the humans. The humans had destroyed that fleet without losing a single ship. Young alien races that had been held back by Council restrictions began to ask questions. If humans could stand up to the Council, maybe they could too. The Kretsch Collective offered their entire merchant fleet to human protection. The Forge Worlds quietly began trading only with human colonies. Colonel Frank Miller was now building humanity's first major space station outside Council territory. Every day he received messages from alien species asking to join What News. Reporters were calling the human alternative. On the observation deck of Earth's newest defense station, Jake Morrison watched human ships departing for the far reaches of the galaxy. They were carrying diplomats and traders and explorers to places no human had ever been. The aliens had tried to keep humans small and weak and dependent. Instead, they had created something much more dangerous. They had created a free human race that refused to accept limits. Humanity had proven that growth and change and independence were not threats to be stopped. They were natural forces that would reshape the stars themselves. The Galactic Council could panic all they wanted. The humans were no longer listening. They had work to do.